All right, here we go. Hey guys, welcome to Challenge 32 Orientation. Woohoo! We got another challenge under our belts here. I'm excited to have you guys all here and tuning in so that we can start ready to go on Monday. So welcome to orientation. This will be about 30 minutes. Try not to go over that just so we can make sure you guys can get on with the rest of your evenings. But if you have any questions, wait until the end. We'll have an open mic at the end. Or you can just put them in the chat box if something pops up while we're going through the orientation, and I'll answer your question then. All right, here we go. So tonight's schedule, we're going to go through introductions. I'll tell you a little bit about me, review the challenge phases, review the challenge app, go through the challenge requirements, and then, like I said, we'll have an open mic at the end for questions. All right, so our 45-day challenge, it starts on June 7th and runs all the way through July 21st. This is one of my favorite challenges because I feel like it's right in the bulky part of summer and you're ready to get shredded. It's nice and warm outside, and you have some good motivation to get into shape so that we can go to the beach and feel good about ourselves. So if you didn't know, our challenge is 45 days long. All right, so introductions. Hello. Hi, my name is Victoria, or Tori, as people at the studio like to call me. I am your challenge leader. I used to be a bigger presence as a coach in the studio, but I've taken more of a back end role now. So I will be your challenge leader and the point person for anything challenge related. And I do the social media. So if you chit chat with us on Instagram, that is me on the other end of that. And there's my email right there. It's vcase@f45training.com. If anybody has any questions throughout this and wants to email me privately, that's going to be where your email goes. So another introduction here. Gabby, unfortunately, isn't with us at this moment, but if you are an F45 Liver, you should be pretty familiar with her face. Gabby is one of our coaches specifically for F45 Live, and she is our in-house nutritionist. Gabby has done such an amazing job with some of the health and wellness journeys here during our challenges. A couple challenges ago, we started a nutrition package with her, and I'm excited to share more about that later on in this presentation. But if you have done a body scan with us, you'll know that Gabby is the person on the other end of that conversation, and she is a wizard when it comes to answering questions and is just all around an awesome resource. All right, so I want to start here by always congratulating our previous challenge winners. Maybe you know them, maybe you don't, but our C31 winner, our overall transformation, we had Kelly Bueller. She lost almost 6% body fat and gained 3 pounds of muscle. So we're super proud of her. We love seeing good outcomes like that, where you gain muscle, you lose fat, and you lose and your weight kind of stays the same because you know that muscle weighs more than fat. So we're super excited for Kelly, and this time around she'll be bringing on her friend Gilbert to join her in the next 6 weeks. Second shout outs to Irene and Karen for being our Transformation Appreciation Awards. Irene lost about 15 pounds on this 45-day challenge previously, and Karen, one of our longtime F45 members, has gained so much muscle. She hit a huge breakthrough on the last challenge and the one prior to it on her nutrition by working with Gabby. And so we're really happy to support that journey into Challenge 32. All right. Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, Karen. We were just talking about you. She's still connecting to audio. Hey, Karen.
Hi.
Hey, this came at a really good time. I was just congratulating you for being one of our previous winners.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say? Not to put you on the spotlight right away, but if you want to share maybe a few sentences about your last challenge experience and how last challenge was kind of a breakthrough for you in your nutrition.
Yes. This is, I think I've said this before in previous challenges. I must have done maybe 10 challenges since I started at F45. And I basically quarantine, weight gain, and all of that. So this time around, I actually opted to go with Gabby's nutritional package this time. So that was a big breakthrough for me because I had to change a lot of the habits that I thought was working for me. But in reality, I mean, I definitely had to trust Gabby on this, and it was definitely helpful. So I think consistency was key. I think I saw a lot of my biggest changes in the last couple weeks of the challenge, where basically Gabby was telling me, you know, your body's getting used to the way you're eating, and you're fueling your body with good stuff. It's kind of like, she kind of used like the comparison of like using premium gas in a car, and I was kind of feeding myself like the low gas. And so yeah, it really did happen in the last 2 weeks. It just kind of shed pretty quickly, and I was pretty surprised. So yeah.
Yay, well, we're super pumped for you, and we're excited to see where Challenge 32 takes you.
Yes, I'm gonna continue on.
Yay, forging forward. Well, congrats. Thanks for chiming in there on the spot.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So if you see Kelly or Irene, make sure to wish them congratulations as well. Okay, moving on here. So I want to give a quick little breakdown of our 4 challenge phases. If you are new to the challenge here, you'll know that if you aren't new, you'll know that it's broken down into phases. But if you are new, I want to go through those phases pretty quickly. The phases are they're more guiding than they are structured. There are certain learning pieces and learning aspects in each phase, but they're not, you know, you can only eat this type of food in this phase and you can only do this in this phase. It's more of an educational type structure so that it kind of flows you throughout the 45 days. So starting with phase 1, this one is 10 days. It's called spring training. This is where we kind of get you warmed up. We're training for, you know, the big changes that are going to come with this challenge. We call it the building blocks phase for your better health and your body transformation. This is where you get to decide how many hours of sleep you need, what kind of deficit you're on for your meal plan, what kind of breakdown you have between your carbs, your macros, your proteins, how many times a week are you working out. These first 10 days is where you kind of get to play around with those numbers and figuring out what works for you. Because working out 7 days a week does not work for everyone. And eating a lot of carbs versus a lot of protein, it doesn't work for everyone. And that's something that Gabby is instrumental on explaining to you in your consultations. So definitely, you know, open up those questions to her when you do get to chat with her. Phase 2, we've got another 10 days here. This is regular season. So this is, you're kind of hitting your groove here. We like to focus on the power of macronutrients here. So you kind of played around with those carbs, proteins, and fats in phase 1. And now in phase 2, you've got it nailed down. You know exactly what should be working for you and what you need in order to sustain that exercise, the exercise lifestyle that you are striving for. So definitely, and then trying to find out what times of days is the appropriate time to eat all of those types of macronutrients as well. Phase 3, our championship rounds. It's another 10-day block here. This one focuses on micronutrients. So you've got your minerals, your probiotics, your prebiotics, and vitamins. And this is more an educational phase, talking more about gut health. All the articles that F45 will come out with will be skewed more towards micronutrients and gut health. But the macronutrients are still a large part of this phase as well. Last but not least, we've got phase 4, which is the World Series. This is our 15 days, the last 15-day chunk of the challenge. They kind of say it as peak performance and results for life. So the goal in these last 15 days is to really nail down, how am I going to continue this after the challenge? You start thinking, what are the things that I can bring with me? What are sustainable, you know, things that I've learned and habits that I am incorporating into my life that I can keep beyond this challenge? Because that's the goal. We want to set you up for success after the challenge. 45 days is kind of like a, you know, whip in the butt to get you in shape, but then we want to get you keeping that shape after the challenge. All right, moving on. And again, if you guys have questions, pop them in the chat box or hold your mics off until the end and we'll get to them then. All right, up next. So if you did our last challenge, you'll know that we kind of experimented with something new. We had these pre and post wellness check-ins along with weekly check-ins. I personally, I scrolled through them all again today just to read through everybody's feedback and, you know, the goals that you guys had and what you felt like you accomplished. And it was actually really, really awesome to see everybody who, you know, everybody felt like they accomplished something in the challenge. And so I'm really happy that we did these pre and post wellness check-ins. So this is something that we're going to keep, but we are going to do just 2. So we'll do one at the beginning of the challenge for a pre-challenge check-in where you guys can kind of reflect on those goals, write them down, make sure you have them, you know, spoken, written, typed into the universe. And then at the end of the challenge, we'll do kind of more of a reflection of post challenge check-in. And again, we'll be checking in with you on a weekly basis via the GroupMe, but we will only be having 2 of those Google Forms check-ins this time. Okay, so getting into the F45 Challenge app, if you haven't downloaded this already and you're new, highly recommend it. Not only for the challenge, but it is a fantastic resource for training, nutrition, learning. Honestly, I love when I go out of town, I use the challenge app for like a quick workout and it's super helpful. So let's get into it a little bit. If you're a member, you have free access to this. So you might as well utilize it. It's included in your membership, both live and studio. You just have to use your MindBody account to log in. Going through each of the tabs, the train tab is obviously the one that you might click on the most, especially if you're an F45 Live member. You have on-demand workouts anytime, both weighted and body weight, which is huge because sometimes you don't have access to equipment. You also have recovery sessions in there. So if you're just feeling like you need a quick stretch, I believe those are about 30 minutes. And they'll just take you through a quick guided stretch for after your workout or before your workout. Really recommend if you're traveling or you are not able to squeeze in actually traveling to the studio, really check out the train tab. It's awesome. Second tab here, we've got the eat tab. So one question we get a lot is like, oh, when I do the challenge, do I have to follow the meal plan? No, you don't. You don't have to follow it at all. You know, the challenge is whatever. The challenge is what you make of it. But I will say for those who want that strict regimen, there is a day by day, meal by meal breakdown of what meals you should eat. So a lot of that, I don't want to say should because it's adjustable. You know, you can adjust obviously via mainstream, vegan, vegetarian, but you can also now adjust based on the goals that you have. So this is a new tool that F45 has introduced to the app based on your goals and based on the numbers that you put in and saying you want to lose weight or gain muscle. It will actually tailor the meal and the calories that you need to eat based on that, based on the numbers that you put in. So definitely play around with that. Enter all your stuff into the challenge app and kind of, you can pick and choose on what meals work for you. One of the best and coolest things that I actually use it for is the recipe guide. Is a whole library of really healthy, really easy recipes that you can just search, like type in blueberries or type in fish. And it's a really easy way to get some good, clean recipes in your docket. All right, speaking of eating, I want to touch base quickly on Gabby's nutrition package. So Gabby, as I mentioned earlier, she's our in-house nutritionist. She is fantastic. We started doing these nutrition packages a couple challenges ago, and the results that we've seen are actually amazing. Like it really helps people kind of get a better understanding of the nutrition and help people who have gone through a plateau, like Karen mentioned. And so with these nutrition packages, you'll get 4 consults per package. You also get 3 in-body scans and 45 days of guidance where she kind of guides you on those meal plans and gives you kind of an idea of what works for your body based on what you're telling her. So one of the quotes from one of our members, Chelsea, she's always like, she says, I ate more, I worked out less, and I saw more results. So if that's not a true testimony of Gabby's wisdom and Gabby's teachings, I don't know what is. So if you guys are interested in that, please feel free to mention it at the end and I will forward you Gabby's email. Oh, and I will also send you the pricing. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'll send it if you let me know if you're interested. Okay, another aspect of the Eat tab is the meal service. So say you don't want to cook at all, it's not your jam. totally cool. There's tons and tons of meal services. F45 just happens to partner up with one called Trifecta here in the US. If you use the code F45 meals 32, that'll get you 30% off your first order. You can do it on the challenge website. It just says order meals at the top. I personally haven't tried Trifecta. I heard they're a little pricey, but I heard the meals are actually pretty delicious. I know there's a lot of meal companies out there. So if you find one that works for you, whether you just order it for dinner, or you just use it for lunch and dinner, find what works for you. Try and experiment a few different things, but make sure you get your orders in ahead of time, because I know it sucks when you forget to order for the week ahead. So be on top of it. All right. So another tab on our challenge app here is the track tab. So that is where you can track your daily progress, your eat, your train, your drink, your sleep. So I highly recommend taking advantage of this little easy, quick tracking tool at the end of each day. It's a really great way to see visual progress, whether you've checked everything off your list that day, and you can also input your Lionheart points, you can input your goals and your feedback. And it's a great way to just keep everything in one place if you're just using the challenge app. It also has this really neat thing in there called your BMR calculator, which is your basal metabolic rate. So if you're familiar with your in-body scan and you've talked with Gabby, you'll know that this is also listed on the top right corner of your in-body scan. This is the number of calories that you will burn just by existing. So if you kind of sit all day and you don't really do much, your body will burn that number of calories just to run its normal operations. So it does give you a great breakdown of what this means inside the challenge app. And they typically say, Gabby likes to say, you should always add 500 calories per your workout. So I don't want to speak entirely to this because Gabby definitely has more knowledge on the whole BMR calculations. But, there is some number played there where if your goal is to be working at a calorie deficit, you can subtract 500 based on that workout, or you want to build muscle, you add 500. So if this is something that kind of piques your interest and you want to know more about that number, definitely ask Gabby on that one. All right, last but not least on this tab, we've got the Learn tab, which just has tons of articles about health, nutrition, wellness, sleeping. They're pretty short. They're really engaging, pretty pictures. So if you're just kind of looking for some more information, go look on that Learn tab. And we also include these in the newsletter each week. Okay, so moving right along, guys, we've got our pre-challenge to-do list. So make sure you're paying attention here, everyone who's watching this recording as well, because these are the things you got to do before we start on Monday. All right, number one, your F45 membership. Duh. Okay, so you are either F45 Live, you're F45 Studio if you're watching this video. If you're watching this video and you are not a member yet, email us right there, culvercity@f45training.com. We'll get you set up with a membership. We have some awesome challenge packages that include lion hearts and body scans for the 45 days. So that can kind of be your toe dip into the F45 pool for this challenge. All right, number two, so we've got our team GroupMe. So if you do not already have the GroupMe app, go ahead and download it. It's like WhatsApp. I hate to have you have another app on your phone, but this is what we use for communication. And it's really fun to be in that GroupMe and talking with everyone because we swap a lot of tips and tricks and memes and stuff. So I will put the GroupMe link in this chat box if you'd like to join it right now. Otherwise, it will be in the email that I send out afterwards. Let me just grab that link. And we will not be doing separate teams this go around. We will just be doing one giant team, just with the capacity of our team right now. So I will be your challenge team head honcho, and it will just be our one big bad victorious team. So I just sent it in the chat box. I'll put it in the email as well. So make sure you click on it and then say hey. Okay, number three. So we've got our weekly newsletters. These will go out every Tuesday evening. They've got snippets of what to look forward to. Ashley gives her wisdom. She gives inspirational quotes and nutritional advice. And sometimes we get Gabby plugging in nutritional advice there. And I usually handle the memes as I see fit. So they're pretty fun. You know, we put a lot of work into putting these together. So make sure you read them so you're all caught up on what's going on during the challenge. Number 4, we've got our pre-challenge check-in. So as I mentioned, we are doing a pre-challenge and a post-challenge check-in. So make sure you click on that. It's like 10 questions, just talks about like health and wellness and fitness goals. So super easy. Just make sure to click on that and get it done before the end of the week next week. Number 5, that should be number 5, not 4. We've got our in-body scans. So make sure that you guys get these scans done by Friday. These are required for involvement in this challenge. We have a couple different options as far as like single scan purchase and packages that you can buy. But we do require a starting scan and a ending scan, and they both have to be within a week of the start and end date. So if you just got a scan, you might be close. Just check with me, check and make sure you're not outside of the cutoff. But these scans are a fantastic way to know where you're starting. I know they can be a little scary, but they're an important part of the challenge. You have to know those numbers where you start in order to know your progress at the end. Let's see. So by next Friday, yes. So I think I said, I put the end date somewhere. It's by Friday. I'm not sure what day that is, but we start the challenge on Monday and scans are due on Friday. Along with your scans. Oh, so this is an example of your scan, and Gabby here, she does a great job of walking everybody through the scans and telling us, you know, what these numbers mean, because they can be pretty intimidating if you've never done one before. So to book your scan, it's in the F45 training app. It's in the MindBody app. It's under appointments. So you'll just go ahead and click that, find a time that works for you before your workout and preferably in the morning. They're super easy. They take less than 5 minutes. Just make sure you come in about 10-15 minutes early so the trainer who's on staff can help you out. And all right, so along with the scans, we do have our before and after photos. As you can see, here's an example of someone doing their before and after photos. This is something that we're a little more lenient on because, you know, people aren't entirely comfortable being in their underwear on camera, and that's fine. We just want you guys to be able to have a starting and an ending point so you can see that progress. Sometimes you can't see it in the numbers, but you can see it in your transformation photos. So we really want to encourage having both that visual and that, you know, quantitative numbers so that you can see, you know, the transitions over the 45 days. So for these photos, please be in either a swimsuit, underwear, and sports bra, bike shorts. And if none of that makes you feel comfortable, some just like closer fitting activewear, like leggings and maybe a tighter top, so that you can be able to see those body changes at the end of the 6 weeks. Please don't crop the photos, keep them fully vertical, as wide a wall as you can. Try not to have a lot of stuff in the back, and then front, back, side. All right, and then for our F45 Live crew, if you guys don't have access to a body scan, we do have body measurements. We do accept the body measurements in the pre-challenge check-in. So the explanation for that will be inside of that form. If you are doing a body scan, you can just skip that question. And if you have any questions on that, they have a breakdown of it on the F45 blog, or just feel free to email me. Oh, here we go. Body scan, the in before photos are due Friday, June 11th. So please make sure to get them in before then. You must submit your before and afters in order to be eligible for any prizes. Our prizes are pretty cool. It's free training. We always throw in a couple other things from local businesses, but everyone loves free training. So definitely make sure that you submit those before and afters and you're scanned. Last but not least, make sure you email those body scans and photos to vcase@f45training.com. Okay, and right on time, 4 minutes to spare. So if anybody has any questions, open mic, so feel free to unmute yourself, or if you just have anything to say, take the floor. It's okay if you don't. That means I hit the mark on everything, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a great job, Tori.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, it's my first time, so I wanted to say hi, like not in a store. I've been going to the studio. I'm Alex, by the way. If no one recognizes me, it might be because I'm wearing a mask all the time at the studio. But I've been there like on and off since the end of February. I say on and off because I sprained my wrist, so I was out for like a month, and then I was on vacation. So you may or may not have seen me, but I'm excited. It's like sometimes I do 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. Sometimes I do 5:30. It like just depends on my schedule.
Awesome. Well, I go to 7 a.m. usually, so flag me down if you see me there.
Okay, I've probably seen you. It's
I know,
so
it's so hard with
people with
face.
the mask or yeah.
Well, I'm super excited. I'm happy to have you here on Challenge 32, and let's do this thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks. I don't have questions yet, but I probably will.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Put them in the GroupMe, put them in my email, anywhere.
Hey, can you send me the nutrition package information?
Yeah, hey Brooke. Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send you, can I email it to you? Or do you want me to?
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay, I'll email it to you. I'll put you into contact with Gabby and just let her know that you're interested.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. And this is Alex again. Sorry. I'd love to learn about that as well.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I'll email Gabby, or I'll send you guys both an email, and I'll connect you with Gabby, and she can give you a little bit more information about it.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
You girls won't regret it.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks for the plug. All right, guys. Well, if that's it, I'll let you guys get on with your evenings. But thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm really excited to start this challenge with you guys on Monday. Get some rest this weekend.
Thanks.
All right, y'all.
Grateful for you all. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye.